Welcome back. So now that we have Node.js installed, the next step will be to install the Angular CLI. Now CLI is command line interface. It just means that you're going to start writing a lot more in the terminal than you're maybe used to. Instead of having something like a UI to click around, you actually start writing commands in your console log. So that's the command line interface. That's what we're going to use here. The first thing we're going to run inside is actually a command line interface from npm package manager called npm install, and that's actually for installing something new to your project or to your global area for all projects. Now in this case we're going to install something for the global, that's why I say -G right here. We're going to install Angular CLI for all our projects from now on, so we can start using Angular in any project we want on this machine right here. So I'll run this command right here, and to get to a terminal all you have to do is go into your WebStorm and actually just go down and open the terminal. Let me just try and show you. If you go to View, Tools, Terminal, and here you can actually first of all just write Node version just to make sure that Node is actually installed on your machine. If this is not the case, go back to last video. And you can also write npm like this, npm version, just to figure out if you also have npm. And if you installed Node, right, you also have npm pretty much always. So now these two are installed, and we can then run that command that I just found over here, npm install -g, and then Angular CLI. Let's just try and run this. So it'll take a bit of time if you're on a machine with a complete new installation, but I think I already have it, so it shouldn't take that much time. There we go. You might get a different view right here with some colors and stuff like that, but it just means that your Angular CLI is now installed. Now you can do an ng version now to kind of see what version of Angular you're using, and you can also see the version of Node, etc., etc. So this is a way for you to see all the information about the tool that we're going to work with. But that's it. Now we have Angular installed on our machine. So if you can do that ng version, you're golden. You're ready to do your first ng app. So what we'll do? Well, we'll jump back to our code right here, the editor, to see what to do next. So right now we can do this ng, which is the way that we explain that we want to use some Angular commands, ng. And then we say new to explain we want to build a new application, and then we put in the name of the application right here. So let's just try and go back to our code, and I want inside my Angular folder. So notice I'm not inside the cust app folder that I built before. That was just to show you guys how to create a new application. I'm actually going down one level to the Angular folder by doing cd ... Now I'm in the Angular folder, and from here what I'm going to do is I'm going to say ng, run an Angular command, new, create a new object or new project. I'll call it cust-app-angular, and I'll just do enter right here. Now the first thing it asks me is, do you want to do routing? And I don't want to do routing right now, but we'll do it later, so I'll say n, or it'll also default to no. It asks, do you want to do CSS, Sass, SCSS, less, or stylus? Now all of these are ways for us to write CSS code in different ways, and it'll then be compiled into CSS in the end, so we'll just keep CSS for this first project. And then it'll create a lot of files for me. Notice all these files that just popped up. We'll try and run over most of them in the next couple of lessons, but all of this was just created, scaffolded for me, and then we can actually soon try and open the project, the new project that was just created for us. So now that this is completed, I can actually go and say File, Open. I can then find my path to the customer Angular app right here, this guy that I just created, and I'll open it. And notice again, when I say I just want to open it in this window, and notice it pops up right here with a lot of files it just installed for me. And I think we're going to end it right here just by me opening the terminal, and then next lesson we'll start actually running the code and seeing that everything is perfect. See you next time. Have fun.